if you're considering a bachelor's or a master's program abroad, then there are some very, very interesting programs that allow you to gain work experience along with your program of study. In this video, I'm going to talk about the co-op programs available in top destinations abroad and make a case for why you should look for and apply for a program of that nature. My name is Anand Venkatesan. I'm the founder and mentor of this company called mentorscapital.com. We are a platform that connects students with mentors across the globe and hopefully help you make better and more informed choices. All right, so let's get this session started. So what exactly is the co-op, right? Now, as you can see, there are many aspects about a co-op program that you should be aware of. But primarily, it's a program that includes a few semesters of co-op or what is called in co-op internship or co-op placement along with your academic semesters, right? Now, this means that you can earn just as you study. Obviously, the money paid to you will not be much beyond the minimum wage, but in most countries abroad, the minimum wage can actually make up for your living expenses. Remember, this does count as full-time work experience. And so if you're looking to find employment eventually in that country, in that destination, then a co-op semester, co-op term can actually do you a world of good. Not only that, typically co-op programs invite employers from within that particular field of study. So which means that you gain experience that doesn't just pay for your living expenses, but also adds to your portfolio, also furthers your profile, it strengthens it. Now, co-op semesters are typically interspersed between your academic semesters, so it allows you to actually learn and then apply what you learn and hopefully, put up a strong profile to your employer at the end of your, course. And when you're searching for programs, co-op programs, remember that there are programs which offer co-op as a mandatory part of their course structure and others which allow the flexibility of either choosing a co-op term or, a project or a supervised project or something like that, right? So that's what a co-op program is, and it's extremely interesting. And in fact, if you're a student based out of India, then I think the immediate thought that comes to mind is that it sort of resembles the mandatory internship, the mandatory sort of project that is included in all technical fields of study like engineering. But exactly what is the benefit of a co-op program, right? There are many benefits. In fact, I'm going to tell you about the top 10 benefits of pursuing a co-op program. These are programs which are not that easy to find. They're not obvious when you start searching from them. But if you ask me, then, always prefer a co-op program over one that does not have, a co-op element to it. So the first obvious benefit of a co-op program is that it gives you work experience. It allows you to gather experience, which, not only exposes you to the, actual industry that you intend to join, but also, strengthens your profile. Number two, it allows you to apply theory to practice. This is very important, especially in, business or technical fields of study. If you're, for example, studying a program in computer science or data analytics, then it's very useful to actually go, do a co-op term where you can probably work with an employer. Most co-op employers tend to be small or mid-sized startups, which means that you'll probably work in small teams, and this could actually mean that you get to apply a lot of the theory in actual practice in the real business world. Number three, it allows you to develop workplace skills, right? Now, obviously, working in a new geography, working in an entirely different setup, it takes time to adjust. So if you're looking to study abroad, then a co-op term will actually look, well, it will give you that, flexibility to develop skills that are valued in the workplace, to soak in the cultural and regional ethos, and hopefully make you an employable candidate. Number four, co-op terms can offer as much as 2 years of relevant work experience. So you can actually make the best use of a co-op term. Remember, one of the biggest hurdles to finding a job when you're, after you complete a program abroad, is to prove your merit vis-a-vis the locals, right? Now, and this goes beyond just the, technical skills that go into the job. This actually extends into you understanding the culture, the consumer behavior, the industry and the market structure, and gaining experience by way of co-op terms can actually, strengthen that aspect of your profile, right? And so when employers look to hire you and they see that you've done and you've completed, one or more terms, co-op terms, then this actually is quite favorable and could land you that, job that you seek. Not only that, when you consider studying abroad, I think you should realize that jobs abroad are very different from, studying abroad and getting a job is very different from, how it works in India. In India, if you study at a good school or a college, then chances are that there is a placement season, then there is a student-run body that actually supervises, companies that visit campus, and these companies typically tend to hire candidates from, campus processes, which means they'll do CV shortlisting and interviews and other such processes on campus, right? And they come with a mandate of hiring students. But when you're studying abroad, I think it's all about networking. It's all about speaking to the right person. It's all about convincing, the person who's going to interview you about your credibility, about your skills, and how you can add value to the workplace. And in most cases, it's actually about meeting the right person and knowing the right things to say. And co-op terms can do a world of good in terms of connecting you with a vast set of people, not just, the organization where you work. But remember, when you're part of a co-op program, then you have a lot of, your peers who could be working in different organizations. So this allows for a very, very good networking opportunity. The more people you speak to, the better your chances of finally landing a job. And obviously, some co-op programs tend to be actually paid, paid terms, which means that, instead of going for a vacation, you can actually earn money that could recover some of the cost of your living or even boarding and food and maybe travel. Number seven, co-op terms, especially at an undergrad level, tend to be great avenues to explore career avenues, right? If you're studying a program, let's say in engineering, and you're not sure about whether you want to do a technical role or would you rather do a non-technical role, or even, for example, in management programs, if you're confused about joining which particular industry, then co-op terms are a great way of you actually getting that flexibility to explore different industries, explore different job profiles, and make your mind up on, what you would prefer. So it's a great opportunity to actually explore the market. And not just that, obviously, by way of explorations, you also realize by way of co-op terms where lies, your actual strengths. What are you good at? And what aspects of, the workplace skills are you actually not so good at it? You could learn, for example, that, hey, I'm great at coding, but, when it comes to maybe making presentations or even, inspiring people or even, standing up in front of people and making a speech, then maybe communication skills are not your forte, right? So you do realize which end of the spectrum you lie in and what kind of a job role you would prefer. And hence, when you apply for your actual work permit or actual employment, you could know that much more about yourself, right? Which is absolutely invaluable. And by way of this flexibility that I just mentioned, it's also possible to add different aspects of your job profile. In fact, add different aspects of your skills to the profile, to your portfolio. And thus, for example, I think if you're considering a career in marketing, then a co-op term will allow you not just to work in one particular field of marketing, but you could possibly dabble in sales, in sales activations, in digital marketing, in consumer behavior, in marketing research, and many other such fields, which could actually build your profile and showcase why you would be a good fit for the organization you would eventually like to join. And last, but definitely not the least, co-op placements typically tend to be selections, which means that there will be common companies who would visit, and all students in the co-op programs tend to apply through a central system, and so this process involves you meeting employers and you giving interviews and other simpler assessments, right? And these could actually be like testing grounds where you could get a feedback on your interview skills. You could understand what works for you, what doesn't, and obviously all of this preparation helps you eventually when you are looking for a job, right? So many impactful reasons why a co-op program can add a lot of value to your study abroad dreams and your, in fact, eventual career aspirations. So how exactly does it work? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly talk you through, 3 kinds of co-op cycles. These are typical cycles, but take them with a pinch of salt. These vary from university to university and program to program in some cases. So the 1 year, the one co-op cycle included in a 4-year UG, 4-year undergraduate program, typically will see you study and complete 2 full years. And after the end of your 4th semester, you would then start the 5th term, which would be the co-op term. And so one entire semester in your 4-year program could actually be dedicated to, co-op terms, co-op placements. And obviously the selection process for it would start in the previous term, which would be semester 4. So that's how it works in case there is a 1-year cycle, one co-op cycle. Some programs tend to actually be even more involving, which means that they could offer as many as 3 co-op cycles over a 10-semester period, which means you can see that the 3rd, 5th, and 7th semesters here are actually co-op terms, and so 3 out of the total 10 semesters in the program could actually be co-op, right? And this is the kind of program that you want to do if the role that you're looking for requires a lot of market understanding, a lot of experience within the country and geography that you're looking to eventually settle in, right? So like I said, co-op terms are great. And it's not just for undergraduate programs, although undergraduate programs tend to be more often than not co-op oriented. But some master's programs also have co-op, especially, my perspective is that if you're not going for the top 3-5 universities for master's program in that country, then you should prefer doing a co-op course, right? Because if nothing else, it allows you to actually go out into the market to gain some relevant work experience and then make you job ready at the end of year 2, right? And you can see that in a 2-year master's program, and typically co-op will be an option which will be given for slightly longer duration. So if you're considering a 2-year master's, then there's a possibility that 2 out of the 8 terms, and obviously I'm talking about the fall, winter, spring, and summer terms, typical 4 terms. In most cases, one of these terms tends to be in every year. One of these terms tends to be the co-op term, which means that back-to-back terms, as many as 6 months of work experience can be gained over the course of a 2-year program, right? And that's a splendid opportunity in case, obviously, you find such a program. And I also thought I'll quickly sort of show you that whether it's the US or Canada, and these are 2 destinations where co-op programs are pretty popular. And my sense is that if you're an Indian looking to study abroad, then US and Canada are going to be the 2 main options that you will consider. And you can see that there are a lot of really top-notch names here that offer co-op programs. These range from Georgia Tech, Northwestern University, University of Toronto, University of Waterloo, Cornell University, the Rochester Institute of Technology, and the University of British Columbia, right? So some programs are in the US, others are in Canada, and all of these programs offer the co-op option at an undergrad level, and at least 4 of these 6 options also offer you co-op at a master's level, right? Not for all programs. So do check out the websites for the relevant university and find out what program offers a co-op, right? Well, if that hasn't made up your mind yet, I don't know what else will. I think it's a splendid opportunity. I think that's the closing word on it. Co-op prepares you for the market, prepares you for the career that you're looking to pursue, and you can apply what you learn, you can earn along the way, and you can build skills that make you employable, that will make you attractive for an employer in a foreign country. Well, the eligibility tends to be pretty straightforward. All you need is a program that requires a co-op term or some work experience in order to get a completion certificate. And you obviously need to fulfill the other eligibility criteria for the program and the university that you're applying for, whether it's the academic requirements or whether it's work experience that they need, or even testing requirements and language requirements. You need to meet all of those criteria. Typically, co-op terms, also do require you to not have a great deal of prior work experience, and so that's one thing that you might want to check out. And finally, most co-op programs in most countries and their employment laws mandate that the co-op terms typically should not exceed more than 50% of the entire duration of study, which means that if you're doing a 6-semester program or an 8-semester program, then the co-op should not be more than, in fact, it should be under half of the total number of terms of study. Well, it's pretty straightforward. I don't think eligibility is really a problem. I think it's going to be more competitive than you can imagine. So apply early and do your research before you do apply. Well, I'm going to quickly take a minute and also tell you about our organization. Well, like the name suggests, we are, our services are modeled around mentorship. We help students with, choosing programs and colleges abroad. We also help them apply and write impactful essays, prepare for various admission processes like interviews, video assessments, and more of the like. And finally, if in case there are any testing requirements to the university you're applying for, then we also help you prepare for these online through our very, very impactful courses. Remember, our model is entirely predicated on mentorship. So whether it's preparing for a test and analyzing our performance, or it's getting a feeler of what the university wants in their application, or the interview processes, we will connect you with somebody who's been there and done that and knows exactly what it takes to succeed. How exactly does it work? Well, all you need to do is just visit our website, and once you go to the relevant study abroad page on the website, you'll find that there's a vast network of mentors. These mentors come from different fields, so you can check out their backgrounds, you can check out what they've studied, where do they work, did they have any prior experience, and more of these kind of information that displayed on our website. And once you find somebody who fits your requirements, all you need to do is put in a request for a one-on-one mentorship. And well, if the mentor is free, we'll soon enough establish that connection for you. And hopefully, this conversation will give you that confidence and tell you about how to crack, the process for your dream college or university abroad. Well, thanks for your time. I hope this video has given you a little bit of insight. Do write into us in case you have any suggestions or you have any topics that you would like to cover in my next video. You can also call me or send me a WhatsApp message on the number shown here. And well, if nothing else, just visit our website and drop in contact request there, and sure, we'll solve all your problems. Well, thanks for your time. You guys have a great day, and wish you all the very best in your future endeavors.